Business dashboard is one of the tools that has been used by business leaders and the company employees to see the numbers how they are moving or at what direction. It consists of a lot of number and used for a tracking purpose. If I talk about the BPO sector, dashboard plays a key important role where everyone look about and checking the number day on day wise. And the major problem that many time we see that many people just look at number and create their own theory in their head that why the number got dropped and how they got improved. And that is the one of the biggest challenge that I am going to talk about today. And the today's topic is all about looking beyond the number. Why I'm talking about this thing is that because when we see the numbers, we only see the symptoms. We only see the problem that we can relate by our head. But the biggest problem is that we are not digging it deep and finding out that what started it and what created that big problem. Now, if I say that our quality score went from 90 to 88%, and the 90 is the target, then you will realize that what happened over there. Soon you will open the dashboard and try to find out that who are those people whose score got dropped. Now you identify there were five people who were performing really well and their score got dropped. And when you see the report, you found out that they started doing few more errors, and you start blaming those individuals that due to their quality score drop, their entire performance got impacted. If you ask me in the layman term, the answer is pretty much clear and the correct that because if these agents would have been performed, then the quality score would not have been dropped. But this is all about the ordinary business leader who just think and put a blame on the individual. But that is not the case about extraordinary or the leader who has a great vision. What the great leaders does, they look beyond the numbers, they look beyond the color coding and beyond the individual. They try to find out that what happened in the last week or the last month, why the performance dropped from 90 to 88 and what created this big blunder. Whether there is a shift in the policy, where there is a different type of contact that's been handled by these team members, whether the quality auditor given the incorrect markdown, or whether there is a lack of calibration among the auditors due to which this problem exists. Well, there are several factors that can impact the scores. Why we are only looking at the one simple ordinary factor, whether the quality auditor received some new markdown from the client and they started implementing it without explaining it to the team members. Now the team members are started noticing the new type of pattern in their quality score, and they observed that their score were continuously getting declined because of the new markdown which they were not aware about from last 3 months. That is what the great leader does and identify, and they try to find out the reason and try to find out the answer about the problems. Well, this is the one of the key characteristic of a good leader. Now, the second point that I wanted to share about that, the decision rationally. Many times the leaders make decisions that are too much are kind of a firefighting mode. Let's say the CSAT got down, they start working on CSAT, improving it up, adding more empathy, but they don't care about what will happen with the other metrics that are correlated or they are subsequently related to each other, like quality scores, average handle time. And later on, they realize that though their CSAT got improved, but their average handle time got increased, their quality markdown started getting high, and finally that is while they are improving the one metric, the other metric created a big problem. This is the kind of a situation that many leader has occurred in their life, many people has faced. But the great leader is the one who makes sure that he doesn't make any decision in an isolated way. He think that what if he'll pull a lever at one metric, then how it is going to impact the other one, and what the impact it will create in the rest of the metrics. Well, these are the couple of things the great leader uh, does, and try to find out the reasons behind the big actions that he is going to take. He try to minimize the impact on other metrics so that he doesn't have to work on the other metrics, because right now they are working on CSAT, later they will work on quality scores, then on AHT. The loop will continue because we are not fixing the root of the problem. We are only working on the symptoms. We are working on the firefighter mode. The third thing that I wanted to share here is that the action plan and action item. Many times we say that we are going to coach the team members and coach the agent, and that is going to give us the big result. That is a very vague statement, because we are not just saying that we are coaching, but where we are coaching. We have to go and see that where is the targeted intervention is needed, what all things are required to upskill that person, whether that is a behavioral gap or the skill gap. If it is a skill gap, that what kind of training material or the support material resources that we can provide to the team members so that they can get upskilled. What will happen if we are not following the specific agenda? These are the couple of items that we wanted to have while discussing the action plan. Action plan is not mere the list of the item that we have to do. It also become a big kind of an agenda or a direction that we have to follow it up. Every action item must have their owner, so that there must be accountability. The lame or the generic action plan always going to create a a senseless direction, because everyone interprets that policy differently. Action plan should be specific, measurable, time bounded, accountable, and this is what we have to do it while we are working on the action items. We have to track it a daily basis, because we don't want to get the weekly surprises, and that is what many leader does. They make a plan for a 4 week or the 6 weeks, but they not check the progress on a real time basis. They wait for the 6 weeks, and after that they found out that the planning that they have done, the execution they have made, but the problem happened where that they were not monitoring the things in a proper way. Here there is a big blunder that is happened, and now there is no going back to fix it up. Either you have to start the plan from scratch, or you have to work on the things that were need to be there and need to be improved. And finally, once we have tracked, we need to make sure that what is the conclusion that we are getting out of it, what are the things that are necessarily required, and how we are going to fix it up. Well, this is something that we wanted to have with us, and we wanted to implement with me. And finally, I wanted to make sure that whenever we see the numbers, we try to get to know the story behind those numbers, and not only the story, the lessons that we will going to get out of it. Try to explain that thing in a more convincing manner to everyone. That's how the people are going to trust to your story. Otherwise, there will be some better story being said by someone, and people are going to believe that one. It's up to you. I already said in my previous podcast, you have to be a better salesperson. Sell everything that is available, but in a more convincing and a conventional way. Otherwise, you will get into the various types of problems, and the problems are everywhere. You need to make sure that how to fix it up, how to be a better person every day, and wanted to ensure that how to live your life more easily. Now, this is what I wanted to share, and this is what I wanted to have it up. And I wanted to start the things that why and how the things are there. Uh, Now, if I talk about how the things are there, how the things are working on, well, I wanted to make sure that the things are better, the things are good, and the plan that we have laid down, they execute it in a proper way. There is always a opportunity, there are always the real time challenges that must be come up, but we have some sort of risk management framework, a plan with us that is going to help to understand how to mitigate those risks, how to ensure that issues are documented correctly on a log, how we are going to make a contingency plan to fix those problems and challenges. Once we have the entire risk management framework, that that's how we're going to fix any issues that are going to come up surprisingly, and we have to fix it up. So what I believe that we have to see at least 4 or 5 steps ahead, so that the things will not come as a surprisingly with us. Uh, and with a decade of career experience that I have encountered many situations in my life, but still I want myself to be a better person at learning the things that are very new to me. That's all in this podcast, and hope that you have enjoyed this video. This is something very different, and thank you so much.